Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we're doing a slightly different video than we usually do, because usually we just cover news or like review things, but today we're doing a theory video, so yeah, for The Mandalorian Season 2, which I'm really excited for. You are as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very excited.
Yeah.
First season was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
So,
That's the best thing Disney's done with Star Wars in my opinion so far. But
yeah, definitely.
anyways, Dan, I guess let's just get straight into the theory.
So this is your theory, so I'll let you explain this and then we'll elaborate on it after.
Even though I'm probably stretching it a bit and it's probably not going to go anywhere, but I mean, it could be true.
I feel it's a good theory. It does make sense.
It makes sense to me, yeah. I think that Omira, who was the female farmer who Mando was talking to on Sorgan, which is that farming planet, the 4th episode of Season 1, could potentially be the wife of Boba Fett. What do you think about that?
I mean, when you told me earlier, it made sense because, like you said, she knows what a Mandalorian is, number one. Number two, she knows how to use guns.
Yeah, I guess I'll explain like each thing, I suppose. So, first of all, the reason I think this could be true, is because in that episode they say, obviously, that she's a widow. I think, yeah, Cara June says it. She says that, when Mando's telling her about like taking his helmet off and all that, she says you could go and settle down with that beautiful widow and live a better life here, basically. So we know that her husband's dead, and people assume Boba Fett's dead because obviously what happened in Return of the Jedi, and I assume most people don't know that he's potentially escaped. Also, we know that Boba Fett's potentially going to be in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Was more than likely. I don't know. Was it confirmed? It's not 100% confirmed.
I think it is. The casting's obviously been confirmed for.
Well, not necessarily, because it's still like it hasn't been confirmed by Lucasfilm. It's been confirmed by like external sources, but it's more than likely happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, we know Boba Fett's going to be in Season 2, and we know this character's a widow. So that kind of connection there could maybe be made. Also, I think that the kid that she has, Winter, I think her name was, she kind of looks like if Boba Fett and, obviously because Boba Fett doesn't look like Tamara Morrison because he's a clone of Jango Fett, he kind of looks, the kid kind of looks like say if Tamara Morrison and Julia Jones, I think is the name of the actress who played Omira, if those two had a child, I feel like it'd look like that, kind of. That's kind of my draw, because like her skin tone is kind of similar to Tamara Morrison's, in my opinion.
I get what you mean, yeah.
And she looks a bit like the actress who played Omira, so I feel like that's like kind of maybe a connection that could be made there. So maybe that kid's Boba Fett's daughter. And also, yeah, like you said earlier, we've seen her use guns, and she's like in the scene when Mando says, who can use a blaster or who can shoot, she raises her hand and no one else does, and then they kind of place emphasis on that because she looks around and she sees that no one else raised their hand except her. So
yeah, that sort of indicates that she's clearly got a history with weapons, so
yeah,
that does make sense.
And then also the gun that she uses, it's the Relby, which is Bosk's gun, and Bosk in the Clone Wars. You watched Clone Wars, I don't know if you remember this, but
I remember when Boba Fett was in it. Yeah,
with Boba Fett and Bosk, and then Bosk kind of, after Aura Singh kind of screwed Boba Fett over and put him in jail, or got him in jail, Bosk kind of like looked after Boba Fett, and he became his guardian, because obviously when Jango Fett died. So I feel like maybe that's like some sort of link there, because obviously Boba Fett and Bosk were like close then, so maybe he taught him how to use that gun, and Boba Fett could have taught his potential wife. So I think that there's like enough connections here. Also, there's the scene where Mando goes to, like, he's putting his stuff in the ship, and then those farmers come and say to him, you're a Mandalorian, aren't you? And they say, we've read all about your kind. We know, like, that one of them says, like, you are a Mandalorian, right? Or that, at least that is Mandalorian armor. So they must have known some sort of Mandalorian at some point. Because obviously just reading about them, they probably wouldn't have seen a visual representation. I feel like they'd have to, I mean, maybe they did see a visual representation, but maybe they met Boba Fett, and that could have been why, and they're kind of like, they know about Mandalorians because of Boba Fett.
Yeah. We also don't know where Boba Fett, like, is. Well, there is
comments. It'll be on Tatooine, won't it? He'll be on Tatooine.
I don't know, like, what with the comics would say, like, before he died.
Not a huge amount. He was working for Darth Vader for a bit in some of the comics. I know that, but yeah, I don't think they said.
I don't think there is any. There's no mention of a wife and kid, but obviously, if a bounty hunter is gonna have a wife and kid, it would be hidden.
Maybe he's like not there, or the reason obviously they're on that planet maybe because of the same reason Mando wanted to leave Baby Yoda there because it's like a remote planet.
Yeah, and obviously they would be hidden, yeah.
And yeah, they'd be hidden, so he wanted to protect them, and then also.
Yeah.
The age of the kid, of Omira's daughter, she looks about like 7 or 8, and I feel like that's like the kind of that age range kind of matches up before Empire or like just after Empire between then and Jedi.
Yeah.
So that kind of matches up for how old the kid would be.
Yeah, I get what you mean. How long is Mandalorian set after Return of the Jedi?
5 years.
5 years.
So I feel like that makes sense to say she and then like say she was about I'd say about maybe like 2 or 3 by the end of Return of the Jedi, and then maybe 5 in add 5 years onto that, and then maybe should be about 8 in the Mandalorian. So I feel like that would make a lot of sense. And also, yeah, like I said, they're bringing Boba Fett back, so there must be some reason for it. And they didn't resolve, like how they like showed. Also, when she's, as I said before about the gun thing, when she raises her hand, they also have the scene where like all the villagers are shooting the like pans and like stuff that are hung up, and when she shoots them, she doesn't miss a single shot, and she hits all of them with like perfect precision. And they focus on that, but then they don't address it in that episode. Like they must have been saving that for later, I think.
Yeah. They never really like say where the skills come from.
Yeah, well, why her in particular can do all that stuff. So I think that the reason they're bringing Boba Fett back, and also they said it is a small role, so maybe they'll go back to that Sorgan planet, the one that they were where she is. Maybe they'll go back there at some point. And then Mando will say, I don't know, tell me more about your husband or something. And then Boba Fett will be in a flashback, and then we'll see Boba Fett with his wife, and then that'll be Boba Fett's role in the show, and it won't be anything new.
Maybe, like I said to you earlier, I think there is a few things they could do with this if this theory is true. Obviously, like there's no confirmation. It's just a theory. It doesn't make sense, but it's not necessarily going to happen. We may not even see the planet again, or those two characters ever again.
Yeah.
But if this theory does become true, there's a few options they could do. They can either do the sort of thing where it's like a love triangle, which would just be weird.
I don't know. I don't want that.
That wouldn't fit the tone of the show in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even though they did hint at like this,
some romantic tension between them. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no like need to carry that out, because I don't think we need to really see that.
Especially if Boba Fett comes into the picture, then I don't think that.
Yeah, then it's just, I don't think it wouldn't really be, it wouldn't look good on screen.
But if they do what I said they should do, where they make Boba Fett kind of like as a flashback and he's actually dead.
No, I don't think they'll do that. I think they might do that similar thing that you said, but they're not going to do it as a flashback. They're going to do it that he's alive and Mando needs to know more. Like say if he's in the picture and Mando needs to know more about him. Yeah. And then he goes to her. Then it says it's a flashback, and then we actually see him in season 3. But that's the only part we see him in season 2. That'd be
pretty cool to set him up for season 3, I guess. But yeah, this just kind of popped into my head yesterday, and I thought I want to make a video on this because it's like quite a, I don't know if I want to say credible theory, but I feel like it's like it makes sense.
And, it does make sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I wanted to say about this is that one thing other thing they can do is that if Bob, like obviously, Mando's on the run with Baby Yoda, and Boba Fett's a bounty hunter, and obviously he's going to be looking for them. Like if he's going to carry on this bounty hunting role, he's going to be looking for them. So he needs to sort of think who Mando could have been in contact with. And even after he's come out of the
actually,
Sarlacc pit,
you know what I'm thinking now that you said that. What they might do is Boba Fett, like maybe the first thing after he gets out of the Sarlacc pit or something, because obviously we don't know where he is now, because we know that Cobb Vanth, who's a character in the extended lore in the books, he has Boba Fett's armor. So maybe Boba Fett leaves Tatooine, or maybe he gets his armor back somehow, leaves Tatooine. The first thing he goes to do is see his wife and kids and said like, "What happened while I was gone?" and then maybe they tell him like a Mandalorian came with a child, and then he says like, what does the child look like? And then they explain it, and then that's when he finds a lead for Baby Yoda, and then that's him.
Yeah, and that's how he like gets more information out of them through the encounter that Mando had in season 1 with them, and then maybe he's the one, because obviously he did work for the Empire, so he could go back to Moff Gideon, and then him and Moff Gideon could join forces then, because then he'll have information that Moff Gideon doesn't have.
Yeah, that's true. Moff Gideon will have information that he doesn't have. And also, Boba Fett's obviously no stranger to working for the Empire. He just works for whoever pays him, so...
Yeah, but he's not stranger to the Empire as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's familiar with it, so he'd probably be more than comfortable than going back there.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about this, I think.
I think it's a very interesting theory that makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. That's kind of what I thought, I guess. So, I don't know. Also, one thing I want to say quickly is... I don't know if theory videos will be a mainstay on this channel, because as much as I like speculating about it, I don't like the whole, this could happen and this could happen kind of thing, where you just say like random things that just for like video and making a video's sake. Like I think if you're going to talk about a theory, it has to make actual sense, and there has to be like hard evidence behind it. Otherwise, there's no point just saying something; it's just not going to make sense. And, like how people were saying like Mace Windu is Snoke or like any of this stuff. It doesn't really make any sense, but we will be covering more Mandalorian stuff. Yeah, definitely on the channel in the future. Also, Comic-Con starts basically today. As we're recording it tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the 23rd, so that's obviously when it really starts. Yeah, this video will go live tomorrow. So basically, we could have some more Mandalorian content by, I don't know, very soon. Yeah, because they're releasing 2 days maybe. Yeah, we will be covering everything that does come out in terms of Mandalorian. We'll be covering trailers. Yeah, definitely. Maybe if we do come up with any more interesting theories, we'll let you guys know. Obviously, the reviews itself, we can either do individual episode reviews as they come out, or we can do a whole overall season review, and then we also do any action figure Mandalorian stuff that will be coming out, because we have a Beskar Mando coming as well, which will be reviewed on the channel, which will be put up. When's the pre-order? As soon as that arrives, I guess. Maybe not. Is it August? I think maybe. Probably. I don't know. You guys will find out. Keep everyone updated. So just check out our Instagram, because most likely all the updates will be on there. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more stuff like this, and as I said, theory videos probably won't be a mainstay, but if you're interested in our thoughts on Star Wars and all that kind of good stuff in general, be sure to subscribe. Check the link in our description for our Instagram page. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.